Okay, now what we're going to do here is something totally different, off the wall, out of nowhere, out of space. I already gave my buddy Robert, who happened to win my contest, a heads up on this. Well, I gave him a hint. Now the lid's going to be blown off. This video is primarily for PSA and SGC because I want to have a bunch of new cards recognized for the registries so that I can have them graded, quite frankly. And I want to show proof that these things exist, where they come from, the dates, the manufacturers, and I'm going to send this video in to SGC and possibly PSA as well. I'm going to start with SGC because I think I want to send them all there to grade, but I don't know yet. I kind of want to send them both to both places, examples of all. So as you can see in the background, there's a little hint of what's going on. And you can see as well that you got one of the characters from The Sopranos there. So I was under the impression there was nothing earlier in The Sopranos than 2001 HBO promos. Well, I found out that HBO did a playing deck in 2000. So I don't know any of these characters' names. But as you can see, the Kings are, I think was it Tony Soprano? I've never even seen the show more than 5 minutes. So I don't think I had HBO at the time is what it was. And there's that guy, and there's another Tony. So obviously Tony's a king. I believe that's his wife is a queen. This lady's the Jack, wasn't she, or their lawyer or something? And then the Godfather, I don't recall. And then Tony again, lady. So this is one deck. So, and then the numbered cards, and then the Joker is this lady here, who I have no idea who is. But let me just do this, try to do it all without trying to do my best. I can barely grip anything here. Well, I'm getting better. I'm getting stronger. I need to quit coddling myself, pretending it's worse than it is. I ain't trying to pretend it's worse than it is. Yeah, so this is the back of them. So yeah, it's just a standard kind of playing card. Shoot. That's the best I can do right there. And then I'll keep the example out in front there. I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to show this is what they came in here. I should have opened this up live, but I did not. So this is the playing deck here, only on HBO. As you can see, they're from HBO. Pretty obvious. Sopranos there on the side. You got that. This is some sort of disclaimer here in the date. 2000 home box office, a division of Time Warner Entertainment Company. Rights reserved. And so I suggest you guys do this if you ever want anything recognized that SGC is not recognizing. If you have a way to prove where it comes from, do it. So all titles and propriety for distributed HBO. So these are promotional. I don't remember where. I don't know where or when they were given out, but as you can see, there's the information you need to know that they're legit and they exist. I didn't just print them in my basement. Now I think we're going to get to these ones. Okay, so what you see in the background, this is the Masters of Horror series that was on one of the Showtime or HBO or let me see here. Okay, so you see the Dance of the Dead in the background. That was the episode with Toby Hooper, which I didn't like at all, but Robert Englund was in it. And as you can see here, this one's got the slip cover. So we're just going to go ahead and take that right off of here. As you can see, it's the same as the one in the background there. And the backs of these are different than the slip cover. So, oh no, I guess they're the same. Okay, at least on this one. So it's what you got here. It's an Anchor Bay, Nice Guy Productions, Industry Entertainment, IDT Entertainment. This was a horror movie series that a bunch of the big name horror actors, they just kind of banded together and did this. So as you can see, these are all from 2005. At least the show was. These are listed as 2005 cards, I believe, but it says 2006 there as well. So I don't know if some of them came out in 2005 or 2006, but I believe there's 13 total cards in the set. I'm going to have examples of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I only have 5. These are the only ones I was interested in. So what I'm going to do now is open it. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do my best to, and I'm going to show you why I bought these. So, and I'm learning this as I go. I just did my best educated guess on what was all going on from what I saw. And I swear I must have had one of these in the past, or had my hands on one. Maybe I do have one of these. But I knew about these somehow, or I swear it was somehow tucked back in the memory banks. Anyway. So, and then if you ever, I was actually going to do a Rick's Tricks video on this, even though Rick's not the character's name, so to speak, if anybody ever saw that video. You know, these, I'm just going to cut it. These things, the best way to get these stupid sticker thingies off is to use the sticker thingy itself and use it like you just kind of stick it to, man, it's so hard to do this right now. I can barely grip the knife. It's not very sharp anymore. I've been using it for shipping, cutting things for shipping. But I don't want it to go flying when I open it, so that's why I'm trying to be so deliberate here. Make sure it's completely... Okay, so there's the front of it again. There's the spine, Anchor Bay. It's all legit. It's not no bootleg stuff. Masters of Horror logo there. So this series was really good. It was very, very, very graphic. I don't recall this movie at all, except for that Robert Englund was an MC, and it was boring. Like some of these other episodes, I'll elaborate a little bit. So as you can see, you got a little liner thingy in there. Now, almost all of these I've been hearing something clinking around in, so my suspicions were confirmed. Obviously, it's just... Okay, so what we got here? So this little thingy here as well, it's an insert thing. Got angle in there. But look at what's in the background here. So I have not found an earlier card of Toby Hooper. So these come in, these are DVDs. As you can see, these have been, they've been through some stuff over the years. So there you go, SGC, PSA. 2005, IDT Entertainment Incorporated. Nice Guy Productions, Anchor Bay Entertainment, mastersofhorror.net. I'm trying my best not to shake. Oh man, this card is banged up though, which I kind of expected. Let's see here. So Industry Entertainment and IDT Entertainment. Defined modern horror with the 1974 classic release, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So explains his history, and this is number 9 of 13. As you see, there's 13 cards in the set as well. So there's your number, and there's your proof. This one's banged up enough, I feel comfortable enough just sticking it up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through every copy here. I'm going to be a little quicker now. So, and I'm going to try to show... Okay, so there's the cigarette burns in the background. Here it is here. This is the John Carpenter. So we're going from Hooper to Carpenter. So we're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to try to be quicker. John Carpenter, Masters of Horror, cigarette burns. Obviously, the people at those places can pause this. Probably got to get out of the way of those cards in the background there. So, okay. And then I'm just going to have a whole bunch of copies of extras. Now, this episode, Cigarette Burns, these are really graphic. I mean, I'm talking like graphic as anything you've ever seen in regards to like horror stuff. It was quite the era, the early 2000s. They were going for it. But this one's got some brutal stuff in it, I'll tell you that. Anyway, we're going to open this if I can get to the top of it. So I'm warning you, if you want to watch these, don't do it with the kiddies. And if you got a weak stomach, it ain't for you. I like horror movies, but okay, so here we go. Let's check out, see what the John Carpenter card looks like. I hear it rattling around in there. Hoping for the best for John, but there he is. Alrighty. Got to get them slabbed up just to make them official, you know, whether they come back in good shape or not. I'll probably send the best of the bunch. Maybe I'll send the rest. This one's a lot better than the Hooper, I'll tell you that. I obviously have no idea how the centering is supposed to be, if there's supposed to be a border on the bottom or not. There's the Carpenter. And he is one of 13. John Carpenter, Cigarette Burns. The Resurrection of Billy Bronco. Yeah, I'm surprised. Dark Star. Okay, there's Halloween. They mentioned Halloween, The Fog, The Thing, Escape from New York, In the Mouth of Madness. And once again, there's all the credentials down there on the bottom. Oh, you know what? Let's get this in there too. I didn't see that fine print on the back. I don't know if they all have this or not, but let's check it out. Oscar. Okay, so shoot. It's trademarks. Academy Award motion picture. That's not actually important, but then you got like just like the other ones, you got the same stuff here. IDT Industry, Nice Guy, Anchor Bay, mastersofhorror.net. Alrighty, Carpenter. I'm gonna put you with Pam Grier. I don't know if they've worked together or not, but they're working together now at this very moment. All right. The inner slips and everything too. Okay, so also you got this one's out to the side, so I'll put it in front. This is the one I like the most. That I bought the most copies of was Jennifer. This episode is insanely creepy. This is Dario Argento. Now it's hard to pick between him and Carpenter and who I think is the greatest of the two. And obviously I got that Romero card, so this is Jennifer. And this is the Argento. This is a graphic episode. Heads up. It's insane. This is the most bonkers episode I think I've ever seen. He did another episode called Pelts that starred Meatloaf, believe it or not. And here's the one with the slipcover. I got about 6 copies of this one, I think. So it starred Meatloaf, the singer, and that episode is insane too. But this one's crazy. It's full of nudity. It's very bloody. It's gory. It's not all of them have a ton of nudity like this one does, but you watch this movie, you watch this show, this episode, in your jaws on the floor, and it just doesn't really let up. It's mind-boggling. Like you're watching the guy fall apart, and it's like the craziest train wreck you've ever seen, and it's baffling. And there's only one way to you can either tolerate it or you can't, and it's wow, over the top. So here we go. We're going for the Dario Argento. Oh, wait. Gotta do the old slicey and hopefully not slice myself. This one's going better. Never cut towards yourself unless you're hurt like I am. And then, yeah, I guess you hurt yourself. But that's one thing I never try to do. I'm just having a hard time filming. So here we go. Oh, as you can see, there's Jennifer. She's the main, I don't know what to call her. Is she's a human or not? But she's one of the creepiest things. Like you got Zelda from Pet Cemetery. That creeped me out bad when I was a kid. Then this took it to the whole. You don't know until you know. There's the Argento. This one is banged up. Wow. Okay, so but that's the Argento. So let's stick this back down here. To me, it's hard for me to say he's not my favorite horror director of all time. John Carpenter, though, so many things he did. So Argento is 8 out of 13, and he got all this stuff going on back there. So this one's run over by a truck division from to take 2005. Chris Sewell's term, 8 out of 13. So I knew this was a possibility. That's also part of the reason I bought extra of the Argento, because that one I know I want to keep a copy of. All right, so there's the Argento. Same credentials, stuff on the back, same design. As you see, plain and simply, SGC and PSA. Hopefully you watch this. This one's the hardest one to get is imprint. Now, I think the other two examples I had were Dear Woman. Now, this is John Landis. Another American Werewolf in London. And here's the back and the slipcover. Yeah, this episode is obviously really graphic as well. And as you can see, she's like extremely hot. And this one, I'm telling you, if you're watching this one with your wife, you're going to get the crap slapped out of you, because this woman is like completely naked almost the entire episode, and she's like the hottest thing on earth. And I don't even know if I can watch. I don't even know if I can watch this point, man. Anyway, I'll give it a watch if I can. If I, she's just crazy hot. So warning alert there. Like, did you go out the stuff again? If you want to pause it, PSA, Region 1, all that goodness. So here we go. I only bought one copy of the Landis. I'm not a big fan of his, and there's one good reason for that. And he directed Thriller. If you don't know that, he directed the video Thriller for Michael Jackson. But he also directed a movie called Twilight Zone, the movie, where an actor was killed and two kids. They were stand-ins. Two child actors were working illegally, and they were both killed because of the crew's negligence. But ultimately boils down to John Landis's responsibility, from what I understand. And it's a dreadful story, and I'm not going to go into details. It's awful, just awful. And I've adored that movie my entire life, and I did not find out about that story until like 10 years ago or something, or 15 years ago, or whatever it was. 10 years, probably more, maybe even less than 10 years ago, a little less than 10 years ago. But I like that movie a lot. That's a great movie. Twilight Zone, the movie, is awesome. From start to finish, it's great. And it's got some parts in there that are low key, not really horror, but more fantasy, and they're very cool even. And it's just good stuff. It's an anthology, very, very true to the original series. And then you got, I think, 5 different directors or something. All the stories are good, though. Some people don't like a couple of them, but here you go. There's John Landis again. I think I already did this, but we're going to see what the John Landis card looks like, if there is one. Dear Woman, there she is. Yeah, she's not friendly. I definitely will never forget that episode. All right, there's Mr. John Landis. All righty. Like I always say, thank God for the fast forward button. If everything else in technology stinks, the fast forward button is a great thing. But so is the pause button too, for when you're trying to do research. There's John Landis, and John Landis is number 5 of 13. So he did Animal House as well, Blues Brothers. Oh yeah, Trading Places. I forgot about all that. Coming to America. I didn't realize that. Schlock. And then American Werewolf in London. That's the one I was thinking of. They don't mention yet. See, there's Thriller, Michael Jackson's Thriller. They talk about that. And I don't see any mention of Twilight Zone, rightfully so. This one's got less stuff on the back. Look at that. 2005 as well, though. Masters of Horror Anchor, Bay Entertainment, IDT Entertainment. He's 5 of 13. So, as you can see, even though the slipcover was great, everything was brand new, the card inside was banged up. So there you go, PSA, SGC. It's trademarking. John Landis. And the last one is this is the toughest one to get. Or they're just hoarded in collections, because this was banned from cable broadcast. So I never saw this episode. And this is Takashi Miike, M-I-I-K-E, Mike. I think it's Miike. I do not know. I don't believe I've ever heard anybody pronounce it. But this episode was called Imprint, and I guess it was banned. I'm actually not a fan of his. I think I've liked one of his movies that I've seen. I think it's just not my style. I'm not going to say he's overrated or anything. But I was interested in trying to get a copy of his card because this is the rarest, seems to be the rarest or the most collectible. So this one cost me the most as well. This was actually an auction. I won. So Imprint banned from broadcast. So I don't know if I ever saw this or not. I swear I did rent it or stream it at one point. Or maybe this is the one maybe I bought this one. I might have this already. Maybe that's why I bought it. Maybe I did buy this because they didn't air it, and I wanted to know why they didn't air it or whatever, and was probably disappointed. But Audition is one of his best. The movie's pretty crazy. But I don't recall if I've seen this or not, or if I even own it or not. If I own it, it wasn't good enough for me to want to watch it more than once. But obviously something shocking happens in it to the point where people were complaining, or it just never got a chance to air because it was too over the top. But I recall none of the details. So we're going to go ahead and do this again here in the top. And this will be the last of it. But hopefully this gives me a chance to get these cards graded. So these will not be going out in my about to go out soon order. But let's go see what the Takashi Miike looks like. I've seen what it looks like, but I'm assuming it comes out of here, so we'll find out together. Same kind of back flip card thingy. And, oh, there it is, just kind of floating there. There's no adhesive on there. But the back corners are banged up again. So here he is. If you recognize him, you may have seen the movie Hostel. He's got a brief appearance at the end of Hostel when the guy's trying to escape, I believe. The guy that wins. So Takashi Miike, Masters of Horror logo on there, and he is number 10